As we grow in today's society, technology we use grows with us. But this growth is controlled by a handful of companies. These companies are monopolies. Monopolies are the control of one particular group over one field. And this is illegal due to the antitrust laws. These monopolies are Apple, Facebook, Google, Amazon, and Microsoft. But today I will focus mostly on Google and Facebook, considering those are the ones I feel are the worst. I've been studying this for the past month or so, and I've become quite of an expert for this speech and a proposal speech I did in English. Today I will first quickly go over what the antitrust laws are, and then I will go over how Google and Facebook violate them and how we can fix this issue. First, what are the antitrust laws? According to Investopia.com article Understanding Antitrust Laws by James Ken, antitrust laws are statutes developed by the U.S. government to protect consumers from predatory business practices. The article also states that one of the most common of these predatory business practices is monopoly. Monopolies are defined as the dominance of an industry or sector by one company or firm while cutting out the competition, defined by that same article. These laws protect against monopolies and what makes them illegal. Now you know what the antitrust laws are. Now I'm going to tell you how Google violates them. Everyone I was able to survey in our class said that they very often use Google. Google, as the graph shows, 94.15% of all searches go through Google. This becomes an issue when, according to Google, do not pass go, do not collect $200, why the tech giant is a bad monopoly, written by Alice Ginsberg and published in the Hastings Law Journal in April of 2020. In the United States, a market share is in excess of 70% generally establishes a monopoly power. This proves that Google is clearly a monopoly, and this needs to stop. Another issue with Google was presented in the New York Times article, Four Tech Giants, One Issue Power, by Jack Nickus and others, written in September of 2019, where they said Google has gotten so good at answering users' questions, more than half of Google searches now end on Google without a click to another site. This takes away from other sites and harms their business because Google is taking away all their views. And it is also, in the same article, also mentions how they are able to control what you see due to their website control of the searches. Now you may ask, why is this an issue? Well, as I pointed out, Google controls most of the searches that you see, and this is an issue because they can control what that you see, what websites you see, what products you see, and they tend to favor their own products and websites that they want you to see. On top of this, they are also taking away ad revenue from other websites when they show you information instantly taken from that website. As you can tell, that Google makes quite a lot of money from ads, and taking away the ad business from other people makes these websites less profitable for them. As you can tell, though, Facebook is also the second highest ad revenue person in this, and that is who I will cover next. Facebook is currently one of the most hated monopoly companies. As the article Investors.com, Should Big Tech Companies Break Up? Many Consumers Say Yes, by Patrick Swayze shows. When it says almost half of respondents, 48%, said they support breaking up social network Facebook. Some 26% strongly support it, while 22% somewhat support it. This is showed by this graph where it says 46% oppose it, while 6% are still undecided. So the majority of people support breaking up Facebook, and this is a major issue that we need to tackle. The New York Times article I mentioned before with Google also said Mr. Zuckerberg kept a close eye on startups that could pose a threat to his company. Facebook has acquired more than 70 companies over roughly 15 years. This list includes WhatsApp, Messenger, and Instagram. As you can see, along with Facebook, are the 4 top downloaded apps of the last decade. This also leads to them being the 4 top social media networks on users per month. This is an issue because Facebook cannot own the top 4 apps and top 4 social medias without it being entirely too large, and this needs to be stopped. And what is the issue with this? Clearly many people support this breakup of Facebook. As I said before, 48% strongly supported this. But also, as the Washington Post article, Hughes makes case for breaking up Facebook, a monopoly he helped start, by Elizabeth Downskin and Tony Rome, say, Hughes has become one of the most powerful in a new breed of antagonists to Facebook, a former executive who believes he created something that is now harmful to society. So a former executive of the company says that this monopoly is bad and needs to be stopped. So not only do the people of the whole country say this, but people who were a part of Facebook say that it is too large and needs to stop. On top of that, Facebook controls, as I said, the 4 top downloaded apps in the country and in the world. Also, on top of the 4 most actively used social medias. So this needs to stop. This company is too large and needs to just downsize. So what are the solutions to this? The simple solution to the question is to break them up. But in the case of Google, this is actually not the best way to go around it. Google needs to have strict regulations on how it is run. It cannot favor other websites. It cannot favor its own websites and products on top of other websites and products. It needs to be fair, and its search engine needs to be non-biased towards all websites and products and show you what you need the most. It also needs to stop taking away business from the other websites as they need the ad revenue just as much as Google does. But what can be done with Facebook? Facebook needs to be broken up. It needs to be broken into the 4 main apps that it has, and it needs to have the other 70 companies go across those and figure out which ones need to go with which company. It needs to stop buying up more companies that it sees as issues, so that social media can be more diverse in stopping this cookie cutter mold that we see today in social media. Overall, this is a large issue that needs to stop, and it will not stop till we take action. Google and Facebook are much too large and need to be stopped right away. They cannot continue to be able to grow and take control of our search engines and social medias like they are today. Solutions are to stop Google from being unfair and be more unbiased on their search engines, and to stop taking away ad space from other websites for their own gain. Facebook needs to be broken up, and it needs to stop buying up smaller companies that it sees as an issue. While we cannot personally stop this, our lawmakers can. So we need to petition them, we need to vote for people who stand with this ideal, and we'll get this done in the coming years, because this is a major issue and it needs to stop. And I hope from now on you will look at these websites the way I do and see that this is an issue and we need to stop them.